folks, I'm Ultrazilla, and this is the Ultrazine News Weekend Update. The only toy news not for reviews, but for all of yous. Forgive me, I am posting this a bit late this week. Been preparing for Kaiju Brooklyn today. Most of the day I was like separating stuff, getting stuff ready, trying to figure out prices. It's coming in 1 week. Check out my preview video. For those of you that did check that out and are coming to the show, know that I've added a whole bunch of awesome stuff, even on top of the stuff that I previewed in that video. But after that, went out, had to do some outdoorsing. Really just had to just clear the mind, and now, we came back, had our dinner. Now I came down to the studio, and now we're gonna get into a whole mess of stuff. We got a lot to talk about, and a little bit of a rant is gonna be in there, a little bit of an editorial. So, I want to say, listen up, HIYA. Listen up, fellow reviewers. I got something to say about them. And let's kick things off with the 70th anniversary Godzilla 1954 from SHMA in a special 70th anniversary version. That's right, my zillions. We got a slightly colored Godzilla, a repaint of the 54 with some extra accessories to mark the 70th anniversary of Godzilla. I think it's a good idea. You had to have made this Godzilla 54. Now, some folks might not like that it's the same mold, because some folks don't like this mold that much, but I do think it's cool. I think it works. I mean, they had to reuse this mold at some point. So there you go, guys. I think this is a nice piece to get. It looks, in my opinion, a lot better than the first. So consider me aboard. Sticking with monster arts, but moving over to Yu-Gi-Oh! We got another piece, the third piece. And it is, interestingly enough, Elemental Hero Flame Wingman from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. This is a very, very interesting choice, in my opinion. Not one that, rings a bell for me personally, but I'm really just getting to know some of these Elemental Heroes because Revoltech is doing to themselves, which we've covered here on the channel. So it's interesting that both SH Monster Arts and Revoltech are doing Elemental Heroes at the same time. It definitely makes me want to get the two Revoltechs because I think this looks really good. I do have the Blue Eyes White Dragon on its way. It's still coming. You might see it this week. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think this is a must-get for me personally. I really like the aesthetic, and I'm probably going to have to get the Black Dragon as well. So, you know what? Maybe those Revoltechs are in the offing as well. While those two monster arts are awesome, these next two figure arts have me even more hyped because we are getting Kaiju number 9 from, you guessed it, Kaiju number 8. This is one bonkers character that does very crazy things, and this figure looks like it's going to capture it decently well. I mean, this is a beautiful looking piece, and I'm definitely looking forward to it because that last episode of Kaiju number 8 was absolutely incredible. Highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun. So this figure looks absolutely nuts, and like the rest, it comes with an extra faceplate for Kaiju number 8, which is a very, very good thing. He's got the charged up eyes here, which, he has during his battle with Kaiju number 9. And if you're following the show, you knew this figure had to happen. Kikaru is coming with her giant axe, which, spoiler, it doesn't appear yet on the show. But every figure statue of this character has had the axe, so you know it's coming. It was teased in this last episode with another weapon, which is very cool, so you know it's coming very, very shortly. But this figure looks awesome. And like the rest, it has an extra faceplate for Kaiju number 8. This one being with one eye that is more human, more Kafka's eye than Kaiju number 8. So it's pretty cool. Moving over to Kamen Rider, the 100th Shinkocho figure is coming out of a Kamen Rider The Next, or Kamen Rider 1, Mass Rider 1, but from Mass Rider The Next, which was kind of like a like reboot of the series, tried to be at least. Anywho, what's significant about this figure, not only is it the 100 Shinkoku figure, it was also the first ever SH Figuarts. So a lot of history here, and a very cool looking figure to boot, of a very cool interpretation of Kamen Rider. So I might be on board on this one. One of my favorite Ultraman is Ultraman Orb, but we're getting a new Figuarts of Ultraman Orb Trinity. This is from the Ultraman Orb movie, and it is a very, very cool looking form. I really, really like this. This one is going to be available on the USP Bandai shop, so if you're looking to get it, that's where you want to go. It's very easy to do so. It's also going to be compatible with the Gamora armor, which is excellent because I have that. And oh my gosh, Tamashi wants me to go broke this year, because in the Soul of Chogokin line, they are doing, for the first time ever, a Gundam. And it is a Gundam that is also probably the only Gundam super robot, and that is the Tryon 3. I mean, just look at this thing. It screams super robot, but it also screams Gundam. It's such an interesting mech when it comes to Gundams. Definitely unique because of its super robotiness, and that was the whole point of this particular one. And now it is finally coming to the Soul of Chogokin line. It is GX113. Pre-orders for this open up on June 3rd, when a lot of the pre-orders you've seen here so far will be going up, so do stay tuned. It will cost you 39,600 yen. It is expensive, of course, but man, boy, do I want this. Also very cool, but not as exciting to me, there is a Chogokin, not a solo Chogokin, 2 separate lines. Guys, if you're gonna make news videos about figures, know the differences between certain lines. This is a Chogokin, not Solo Chogokin. Zazabi, it does look really, really nice, but probably not one I'm gonna get. Hey, Movie Monster series has a new Space Godzilla out. This came out like last week or so, or 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I kind of just missed the news on this. Don't really care for it because I hate this mold, but it is a very nice retro, quote-unquote retro style colors. So if you want it, you could get it at the Godzilla Store Japan. Also at the Godzilla Store Japan, just announced last night, is a Heat Ray version of Godzilla -1, which looks very, very odd. This is up for sale right now, again, at the Godzilla Store Japan. You could order it through Zen Market, though. Speaking of Godzilla -1, there is a gold Yuji Sakai Ichibansho Godzilla -1 out there. It is pretty cool. You can pre-order it at Entertainment Earth. A link is down below. There's a nice new series of Gundam Converge figures. So if you're into these, you could pre-order them at HLJ. Link is down below. And lastly, in Bandai news, Victory Robo is getting a reissue in the SMP line. If you like to build the kits, this was one of the hottest kits that they've done. It was sold out everywhere really, really, really quick. So if you're into this, definitely try to jump aboard a pre-order wherever pre-orders might turn up for this. I'm going to suggest getting it from Toe Collectibles because they are very reliable and, you know, a good US dealer. About a couple of hours after I put up last week's news, HIYA Toys announced their newest Skull Crawler, not Skull Devil this time, Skull Crawler from Godzilla vs. Kong. This is the red one that appears versus Mechagodzilla briefly in captivity. It is pretty cool. It has a extra long tongue, which is nice, makes it a little bit different. So there you go, a new Skull Crawler for you, and I think it looks pretty decent. HIYA is also doing in their 1/12 figure line. That's more of like a high-end figure line. A Motoko Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell. I probably totally butchered that, but Very, very cool character. Very cool. Sergeant? She's sergeant? I believe she's a sergeant. Very awesome looking figure. Like, really iconic. So, if you ever loved that anime, and so many people have, I mean, I feel like this is one of the animes that got a lot of people into anime. This looks like it might be a really cool figure to get. I do have some question marks about some of their joints. Like, I'd love to see it for myself, but this one is very, very tempting. Look at all this accessories, too. Really, really nice, gotta say. Unfortunately, I don't always have nice things to say about HIYA because they continue to fail at their US distribution. Like, I don't know why they can't get it in order. I'm not exactly sure what is going on there, but emails went out in regards to the HIYA Kong from Skull Island that it's been backed up until January on Amazon. BBTS also changed their pre-orders till November, so I'm not sure what's happening there. It's been out overseas for a little while now. And honestly, to all my fellow influencers who work with HIYA, because I've worked with them before, I know what is entailed there. To all the influencers and reviewers that are, you know, working with other stores that sell HIYA stuff from overseas, do me a favor. Stop telling people to get stuff from overseas from them, because the US distribution's never gonna get better if you keep doing that. Plus, it's not less expensive to get it from there. The free shipping that some of these stores are hyping just has the shipping included into the price. So you're paying more no matter what, and you're doing, you know, your fans a disservice to get a little bit extra, like, you know, commission or whatever. And I get it. I've been there. I've done it. But you know what? It's come at an expense that we don't need. This should be out way sooner. All of these figures should be out way sooner here in the US than they are. And HIYA needs to get that in order, and they won't until folks start coming down on them more and stop caring a little bit less about themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Because I got it. I've got it. I've gotten aboard on it. At the expense of my channel, at the expense of getting some money. But you know what? Us fans, collectors, that's what we all are, right? Let's look out for each other more. And with that little rant over, let's get back on track, because X Plus America has shown off, X Plus of America, right, has shown off a debut figure, and it is a Godzilla 62 in Imperial Godzilla colors. How sweet is this? This is a fantastic idea for a first X Plus America release. It looks really, really nice in these colors. This is in the KAIJU series, so just fantastic. I'm looking forward to this. If you didn't know, Transformers is doing a GoBots themed 3-pack, and one of those figures is going to be Smallfoot here. As you can see, it's on the Gears body with a different head, and obviously different colors. Pretty cool. Also coming out soon, we got another 2 dead Transformers with Brawn and Ratchet. Oh boy. But hey, you know, if you're into him, these might be for you. Not really for me, but that might be for you. On the Super 7 side of Transformers, we're getting a new Unicron in Japanese unreleased colors, and looks pretty sweet too. Kobuki is doing a cute little new squishy Kaiju number 8 in their Pote Raba rubber mascot line. Interesting and cute, but probably something I'm not getting. NECA is doing a Hammer Horror Dracula. That's right, Christopher Lee himself as a Dracula, looking pretty awesome. 2 surprises this week from Playmates Toys. We are getting a Mothra from GXK with a Gia figure. And we are getting a Tiamat with a sub. How about that? Both are official. Both are coming out. So that is pretty slick. Spiral Toy had a Godzilla 64 that went up and subsequently sold out this week. It does look very, very nice, so congrats to them. And then Prime One Studio. Oh boy, did they reveal an amazing looking Godzilla -1 statue. I mean, just look at the detail of this thing. Obviously, this is a super expensive piece, but I mean, boy, if there ever was one to spend a ton of money on, this might be it, because the details just in this base here are just mind-blowing, and overall, this is just an absolutely gorgeous piece. Look at this thing in full. Could you imagine having this as your centerpiece of your collection? Because I certainly can. The US Godzilla store this week put up an exclusive Amando reverse lino cut Attack Peter Mecha Godzilla. And you know what? Finally, one of these Amandos went up at a week when I actually was able to partake. So I did get one. So finally, I'll be able to say I have one of these in my collection and able to review it for you guys as part of the 50th anniversary of Mechagodzilla. YOLO Park this week announced that they are doing a Despicable Me of 4 Mega Minion set. That's right, you're getting a little minion kits, a lot like their Transformers one, but of the Mega Minions, which I really don't know much about, except they look very, very fun. I think my son's gonna love this. And speaking of fun stuff from the movie A Wednesday, GODZILLA is doing a remote control thing. So this is creepy and cool. Speaking of creepy and cool, from Yu-Gi-Oh! Comes a Papa Parade Summoned Skull from Good Smile Company. And the Figma Dread Emmy is up for limited pre-orders at HLJ, so if you want that, definitely check out my link down below. Action Toys continues on the classic tokusatsus with Space Iron Man Kyodan Grunzel. And I don't really know much about this guy, but he does look kind of cool. Definitely some sort of like crazy car motif going on with him. I'd like to know more because he does look pretty awesome. So if you're into this, he is up for pre-order all around. And why don't you try out the Chosen Prime if you want to do a US pre-order. McFarlane has announced a collaboration with Marvel for some little statuettes of characters that he drew. So based on his artwork, it's a really cool idea. We're getting a Spidey and a Cap to start. There is a lot of classic, iconic covers they can mine with this. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what they do. And let's end with some Pacific Rim news, because the company Infinity Studios continuing their heavy mecha line, showing off the rest of the first movie Jaegers. They've already done Crimson Typhoon. Now, this is the company that's doing the more higher end line. This is like the $359 line. Not the Lingzhuan one, which also did a Crimson Typhoon for about $100. That's pretty high end too. Which you will see on the channel soon enough. Give me a second, but you will see it. But more coming from this particular line. I don't think the Crimson Typhoon is actually even out yet. Or maybe it is. It looks like it might be. It was sold out on BBTS either way. So, interesting. Anyway, that's the news. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content. And let me help you diversify your collection. Till next time, peace out, peeps.